my sweet crafty friends, Monique with Grace and Tattered Lace. Let's make a fun project using these puzzle pieces that I got over at Goodwill. I think I paid like 99 cents for this giant box of puzzle. This would be a great project to do with the grandkids or maybe even in school. A teacher might be looking for a fall project, but I think you'll like it. Stick around to the end. The first thing I did was take some of those puzzle pieces, stick the printed side to a piece of tape and painted them orange. I used some Americana folk art paint in the color of pumpkin spice. Now I just have a piece of cardboard that I'm applying some Mod Podge to. Now, if you're in a school, you can just use some regular old school glue. Water it down a little bit. If you're a crafter, Mod Podge will work. You can also do the homemade method of the Mod Podge as well with some Elmer's glue and some water. Just water it down just a tad bit. Anyway, now I have some pages from a dictionary, and I stuck that right on top of the Mod Podge. I've applied a piece of parchment paper to the top, and I'm just ironing it on, getting it to adhere to that cardboard. I trimmed my edges down a little bit, and now I'm using a sanding block and sanding the edges off. Just go around all the way around, nice and gentle. Now be careful because you don't want to bend your cardboard, so be a little gentle. Once I got all the edges off, I took that sanding block right to the face of that dictionary page just to kind of rough it up and make it look a little bit more worn and used, kind of scuffed up the wording and things. All right, now I have my Kills Dark Wax. I got that on Amazon. I've heard others say that they've found it at Walmart. I'm using a little blending brush, putting some on the edges. Now we're just going to take that little blending tool and go all the way around the entire piece. I'm not going to do all of my antiquing look on this right now. I want to put my little puzzle pieces down first, and I want to make sure that they stick. So if you put that wax all the way down, your puzzle pieces may not stick. Now I'm just taking my puzzle pieces and I'm just going to put them in a shape of a circle. You can do this as big or as little as you want. Just play with it a little bit and find out how you like it and the shape that you want. I'm using some hot glue and I'm just going to kind of glue these pieces down, just building as I go, building right on top of each other. You want to make sure that that top piece, you can see that there's no pointy part on the top of it, so that when you put your little stem up there, that it's not in the way. So you can see I just filled in the middle, and I'm just going to continue to build and layer upon it and kind of make it come to like a little bit of a point. I don't want to say point, but reducing the size at the face of it as I continue to go on. You can put as much as you want on here. Just do what makes you happy and what you like. All right, now I have just a little wood stem. I believe that this one actually came from the Dollar Tree. They sell them in a giant bag of stems, and I just adhered that obviously with some hot glue. Now I have some of this faux fake Annie looking bush that I got over at Hobby Lobby. Isn't that just so cute? I think that would be just so cute, just like that. If you're, a teacher in a school and you wanted the kids to be able to do a craft, and you can go get some leaves from outside, have them have fun getting the leaves and finding something to put on there. Now I have a piece of muslin fabric that I just kind of tore and tied off in like a simple little bow. And I'm just going to layer some other bows, ribbons underneath of this just to give it a little bit of dimension. Whew, I couldn't say that. I was going to say dementia. Anyways, I hope I gave you a little chuckle there. Just putting a few pieces of ribbon in the back, playing with it to find what I like, giving it some varying length. And I just love those little, I call those the dingle ball ribbons. I know that's not what they're called, but that's just what I call it, guys. Anyway, I'm just going to use my little font stamps and stamp right on the face of that muslin fabric. And we're just going to stamp pumpkins. Just trim that down a little bit to be where we need it to be. Then we'll glue all of those ribbons right onto the front of that little pumpkin. Now I have a small piece of drop cloth fabric that has been coffee grunged, stained. I did bake that in the oven, and we're just going to stamp 25 cents on there. Our pumpkins are going to cost 25 cents. Oh, if they really only cost 25 cents still, friends, that would be so amazing. Anyway, isn't that it's just looking so good. It's coming together. I just love it. All right, we'll just glue all of those ribbons down. You want to make sure that you get it nice and secure. Oh, so cute. I can't wait to see what you guys do with yours. So many options you can do with this. You can paint it red. You can make an apple for back to school. All right, now I have a piece of rusty wire. You guys can just get some wire. It doesn't have to be rusty. You can get some over. I got some from Home Depot as well, just some gauged wire out from the garden section. Just wrapped it around a dowel, gave it a little twirl, cut it down to size. And now I'm just sticking some little Spanish moss behind there just to finish it off, you guys. And I just think it turned out so darn cute. Going to add a little bit more wax. Now, if you notice, I did not put any Mod Podge right over the top of that dictionary page. I'm not a fan of Mod Podge on the front of things. So if you do use some wax, that is going to protect it like your Mod Podge will. Now, it's not going to make it waterproof, but it is going to help protect it. Just adding a little bit to those puzzle pieces and kind of making it just all blend in just a tad bit more. All right, my sweet friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see what you make. Make sure you follow Grace and Tattered Leaves for more ideas.